this is what you will have at the end of this tutorial episode. A fully drivable custom track with item boxes, correct routes for the characters, CPUs, and counting laps. Amazing, isn't it? How far we're progressing. Laps should count and characters should make it across the line. Awesome. Red shells work, bullet bills work, everything works perfectly. Hello everybody, this is KMP and today we're going to be doing more custom track tutorials. Welcome to part 3. Today we're going to be using mainly KMP Cloud for the KMP of our custom track. So let's go ahead and open it, and let's open up our KMP. Oh, I changed it to course height because of a little thing. And don't worry, it's just the same as we left off. So we've already set the starting position to a specific point where you go ahead and view import Obj Background. You select, let's just take the one that I used for with the textures fixed. Alright. Wow, it's very off center. Okay, you can't see the starting line. So what you do is you go into view background OBJ and you find the correct texture here. Wall, road finish, and I'm just gonna, these are like color codes, so I'm gonna do this so it'll become like white completely so you can see what's gonna happen. There we go. So what we're gonna do first is we're going to allow for, wait a second. We're going to also take the dark out of bounds grass, and I'll make it, I don't know, have a look. Paint.net is a nice editing tool. You can find it on the internet, so any kind of color program will work. So let's take a darker kind of green, so let's go ahead and do a dark green. And here's the hex, so you can right click this, copy, and paste that right here, and it should be a dark green. There we go. So now you can see what the track is about. Good. So what we want to do is we want to go for the checkpoints first. So as you can see, these are the checkpoints for Luigi Circuit. We want to go to the group 0, right click and delete. Yes, I want to delete the group, so there's no more checkpoints now. Now what we want to do is we want to right click, add, so it's going to add a group, and here's an empty group. What we now need to do is we need to basically make our own whatever, gosh dang it, the checkpoints. There we go. So the checkpoints are going to go from the out of bounds area to the out of bounds area. So any part where you drive on any drivable part will be part of the checkpoint. So how do you draw a checkpoint? Any dot or checkpoint you draw in this program, you hold Alt and you click and drag. Now this is going to be the first checkpoint of the thing. As you can see, we cannot edit it yet. We cannot pull whatever. What we now need to do is we need to press enter, and now it's actually entered. So we can now pull the edges, and we want to make sure that the X and Y values are the same. I mean the X values are the same. So I'm going to go from in the grass to over there, and it looks like a straight line, so it's good enough for me. Now what you want to do is you want to basically keep adding these kind of things and go around the corner like this. So as you can see, I'm going from in the boundary to outside the boundary because of how it works basically. So whoops, I accidentally did this. If you accidentally just once click, you hit enter and you just pull one end to where you want it to be. Alright, so let's get going. So how it works is it kind of creates a little area in between where it tracks your position, distance, and since you're never able to drive on these out of bounds sections, it's good to do it like this, so then the precision tracker will probably be correct. So let's pull some more, and then we get to the corner. We're going to do this, and we're going to go through the corner, this, and then make sure you put them in order. I believe you can reorder them anyway in the list. But we're gonna just add them in order. We're not gonna bother with two different groups. It works the same as with the character, computer and or item route groups, which I will explain in just a couple seconds. So as you can see, we're done with the checkpoint. Whoop, what did I do? I accidentally added checkpoint. Should hit delete and it should delete it. There we go, here's the texture checkpoints. Now, how do we define what the starting line checkpoint is? Basically, we need this line here, checkpoint number 0, group 0, checkpoint 0, to be the starting line. Now what you do is you go to properties and go to key and type in 00. 00 is the basically the key. I believe these are hexadecimal values, so it goes from like 0 to 1. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then goes to 0A, 0B, 0C, 0D, E, F. And key checkpoints mean they get a dark thing, and key checkpoints, you need to pass them in order to count the lap. So if I would make nice track, I'd do like 01 here, and 02 here, 03 here, and like 04 over here or something. Now these are in order, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These checkpoints, you need to pass them in order to activate the lap count. So in case of this allowing for cheats, you can't just use the ramp and shoot yourself over here and then go in this direction. No, you need to pass this checkpoint over here in order to count the lap. So this allows for no cheating, basically. And let's save this because I'm gonna save this course 2 just as a little backup. Alright, so there's the checkpoints done. So this is the starting line with 0, 0, and you need to pass them, and then once you get past here, it should be fine. So I'm going to go right ahead and go into the beginner course, and I'm going to import it right away so we can have a little look on if it works or not. It should work. Hit save, and then you put this into your Wii, but I'm gonna put this into my emulator. Alright, here we are. Let's have a look if the laps count. It should work. So let's have a look. 2, 1, go! I'm not gonna do a tutorial on the custom music. You should have it's on the Mario Kart Wiki, so you should be able to find it. There we go! It loops! The custom track actually counts the laps, so if we go over the other path as well. There we go. What I'm going to be planning to do is I'm going to add a mushroom box on top of that little area, so it actually is a little bit useful, so you can cut off the corner at the end. So like, what you do is you just go here, and you take the box that's on top, and you go down, and then you cut off the little corner here, unless you die. Alright, that's that. And back to making here. So let's go ahead and continue. So we need some respawns because you know you can fall out of the track at any times. So here's one respawn point that's like there since the start. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're going to put one at the start of the track, and we're going to hold Alt and click in order to place some more. So I'm gonna put one right here, right here, right here. Enter. So that are the places you will be able to be respawned on. Good enough. Alright. Now, they're called respawn 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and do the rotations for these respawn points. I'm just not doing them completely perfect, as you can probably tell. But, you know, I don't care. Good enough. And let's turn off the edit rotations, and there we go. So now we need magic Y, which we're going to start up here. We've used it before. So you select your track, hit 1 for the scale, and it's now running in the background. You select Control Y, and it should auto fill in. There we go, the heights, and obviously you're replacing it on like a solid track, on just normal track, so it doesn't really matter. Let's use this one as well. There we go, and hit file, save. That should work. I've had a little issue. That's why I made this one. That apparently it didn't save correctly, but hopefully it did right now. Yep, it did. Okay, for some reason, like I've had trouble with this one, so I saved it again. Anyway, it works fine. So now we need to assign the respawns to checkpoints, because respawning on a track corresponds to, it looks at what checkpoint you're at. So let's use this one. We're gonna make this one FF, and I guess I'm just gonna make this one like FF or something. I don't know what the difference really is. Oh, it makes a whole lot of a difference. Anyway, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the respawn. So we want anything after this point, but before this point to be. No, wait. We need to respawn anything. You need to look at the key checkpoints though. So I guess what we gotta do is let's just have a look. We're going to put everything back over here that is from like a little bit before till here, so it'll respawn and hit the checkpoints again, just in case it messes up, because that's how lap shortcut changes actually. I mean, like lap ultra shortcuts are made with incorrect. Like there's a Rainbow Road shortcut which only works when you respawn in a specific spot. So yeah. So we want to take from. Let's have a look. Respawn is right here. So that means that it's right here. So that means that until number 8 needs to respawn at number 0. So that means, let's take till 7, alright? Till 7 should respawn at 0, which it already does, okay. Then we need to take a look at the respawn points. So, anything from 7 till, let's have a look, which checkpoint is that? That is this checkpoint. Till 10 needs to respawn at number 1. So, gonna make it like 0, 1. Copy, paste, 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 paste. I guess I should do. And then this one needs to respawn number 2, obviously, but we're going to take a look at the checkpoints, at the respawns, I mean. So, respawning over here goes until the straight here, which means that is number 1A. So, 1A. Let's make this 0, 2. Make sure that you know that number 0, 0 is actually one of the respawn points. So it's not just like no respawn point, it's actually a respawn point. So it's all the way from over here to from number 10 all the way to number 1A, and then all of these should respawn on number 0, 3. So including 0, 0, we have 4 checkpoints set up. So if we now die, we should be able to respawn correctly. We're not going to test that right now. Let's continue on. We're going to delete all the enemy routes right now. So we're going to do the CPU routes. We're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 different routes. How do I explain that? Well, there's going to be a route from the starting line all the way across the bend till here, and then from here on there's one route which goes forward and one route which goes downwards and then back again, and then from here there's a 4th route which goes all the way back to the starting line. So how do you do that? Well, what you do is, since we don't have any enemy routes right now, we need to right click and add to make a new group. We're going to go to the draw settings in the bottom right, click it, and yeah, it's kind of messed up. It doesn't work correctly. So what you want to do is you want to click on the dot and then press down 1, 2, 3, 4. And you will see that in the bottom right it says current mode, follow me. And I find the distance number 2000 correct. So what this does is, as long as you hold control, as long as you hold Alt and you draw with your mouse, you hold left click, you draw little spots for the characters to drive on. So let's go ahead and make our first group, which is going to go around the curve like that. Actually, we're going to remove one at the end, like that. Good. Then we're going to go to the enemy routes, right click add. So here's the second group. Hold Alt and just go forward and hit enter. make a third group, and then hold Alt, and then just go downwards. Wait, we need to make sure it goes well, like over the gap, and then like this. Enter, and then enemy routes, add a third one, and we're going to make that one go all the way back to the start. Enter. Good, so now we have the routes done. That's actually quite simple. Now wait, we need to press Control Y on each of these in order to fill in the correct heights. So as you can probably tell, it's kind of a little bit tedious if you have long things, and the Control and the Y key are quite far away from each other. So as you can see, this route goes above, goes over the little gap. Whoa, what's it doing? Oh, that's not good. Let's make this one 0. Wait a sec, what's going on? Enter. No, delete everything, enter. There we go. Let's try again. Control Y, Control Y, Control Y. As you can see, it goes up to around 6,700, and then it goes back down to the same level, which means at this point, somewhat is kind of the highest point on the little area that goes up the little slope. So same for group number 2. This one's gonna go up the slope as well. You're gonna see that. Whoops! You'll see that quite soon. There we go. It goes up, it goes to the top, and then it goes back down. There we go. Nice. File, save, and there we go. Group 3 is actually once again just all the same layer, but you know, for the sakes of now you could just like copy paste. It's probably faster to copy paste. Invalid data. What? Wait a second. What did we just do? What did I just do? Something very strange. Okay, let me take a look right here. What has happened? Oh, I've put one in the wait, I don't know what happened. Oh, I've added one, did I? That's why you save. Okay, apparently Magic Y kind of messed up or something. And that's why you save. Where did we save from? Okay, we've almost done this one. Good. So yeah, that's why you save, and that's why you yeah, save often, because these, once again, like I said, these programs are made by just people like us, and you know, they don't work quite as good as actual, like, very longly worked on programs. But anyway, this should be done. Hit File, Save, and now the item routes for this track, we're gonna basically do the exact same thing. Oh, wait, I should remember that we need to, let's turn off Magic Y for a second, because copy pasting, I'm not sure if it works. So the scale of the track is kind of how wide the characters drive on. I think that 25 is a good one to use. You could just mess around with it and take a look if the characters go wide or not over the track. Because basically, if you use 0 or 1, what happens is the computers try to drive exactly to the point. So the computers will be really, really dense together, although the track is like pretty wide, especially for our track. The track width is pretty wide, so they're gonna, if it's really low, they're going to go just drive like into each other in the center of the road, which is not good. Right, so that's that. Now, the lucky thing is for us is that, as you can take a look here, the group actually, wait, I'm just gonna wait a second. So in the enemy routes here, you have group 0, 1, 2, 3, and here is the whole route management section. So as you can see, this is index 0. It starts at that. Don't look at these last one. So I believe this means what last route is used. Actually, wait, just go to the next one. So at the end of route 0, which is this route, at the end of route 0, why did I? Oh, because I closed it. Wait a second. So at the end of route number 1, computers can choose to go to route number 2. I mean, route to route number 1 or to route number 2. So at the end of, so the next we need 0, 1, and 0, 2. So this means that the characters will try to go to group 1 or 2 afterwards. So they'll choose randomly between one of these. And then for route number 1, last one means like where does it come from? It came from 0, so that's gonna stay at 0. Then it's gonna go to 0, 3. FF just means nothing. Remember that. So 0, 2 also comes from 0 and it goes to 0, 3. And 0, 3 comes from 0, 1 and 0, 2 and it goes to 0, 0 and 0, 0 comes from 0, 3. Seems simple, doesn't it? So these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can get them to go in 6 different routes, and they come from 6 different routes. That's basically the deal. So hit File, Save, and now characters will drive correctly over the map. Now, item routes, lucky for us, have the exact same thing: X, Y, Z, scale setting A setting B. X, Y, Z, scale setting A setting B. So what we're going to do now is, this takes a little bit of time, we're going to delete all of the item routes except for one. That reason is because of basically the copy pasting groups needs one group as kind of a reference or something. So we need to have one group which we're going to delete at the end, just so otherwise it doesn't really work. So we have one group with just apparently 1 point in it. Oh wait, 3 points in it. Okay. So we're gonna copy group number 0. We're going to hit copy group and we're going to go here and paste group add. So group number 1, copy group, item routes, group paste, group add. And we're going to do that for every single one of these. So 1, 2, 3, and 0, 1, 2, 3, and done. So we're going to delete number 0. Yes. And here we go. We have 0, 1, 2, 3. We have all of them that imported and work as item routes. Obviously, we need to do this one again. So this one comes from 0, 3. It goes to 0, 1 and 0, 2. These one come from 0, 0 and they go to 0, 3, 0, 3. And this one comes from 0, 1. And this one comes from 0, 2 and it goes to 0, 0. File, save, boom! Item and enemy routes are completely done. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? This is the simple part. Alright, then the next video we'll have the objects and the routes and the cameras. I'm not really sure myself what area really is, so I'm not going to mess around with it. But we're going to do opening pan cameras and we're going to do objects on our track. Stage info isn't really needed right now. This isn't really needed. So we have enemy and item routes, and we're going to save this and see if it saves correctly, because sometimes it doesn't really like to save correctly. Let's see. Has all the heights. Right, it has all the heights over here as well. Perfect. So we should be fine on that. And let's go ahead and put that in our beginner course. Dot, of course, the KMP replace with course 2. File, save, and then you can test it. So let's have a test. Alright, here we are. It's gonna go a little bit more slow because my computer isn't the greatest at doing versus races, because it has to load all the character models and stuff. So here's the track, here's the opening camera, which we'll change in part 4. So right now it looks very, very silly, but that's gonna change. Wow, looks great, doesn't it? Nope. Anyway, here we go. It's gonna lag a little bit because of the amount of characters here, but I believe it should be fine. Alright. The sound is really quite slow. Alright, so let's see if they go in multiple different paths. They do. They do. Look at how awesome. Apparently they like to go forwards a little bit more. I don't know why. Here we go. It lags a lot, but it's because I'm not doing it on actual Wii, but it should not lag. Yeah, because it's such a simple track. So that's good. It works. I believe. You know what? I'm gonna add a couple item boxes just to test the item routes, because obviously you can't yet know the item routes. because of how it works. Oh, it may be a little bit too wide because they seem to get stuck on the edges of the, yeah, they take a turn and they get stuck here. Okay, let's make it 20, and then also add some item boxes, just as a simple preview on the objects. So let's do that right now. Let's do that right away. Course 2, it's very, very simple. And the width on the size on the item route should be fine, but the enemy routes need to be a little bit smaller scale because of how it works. Because of how they get stuck on the edges. You want to just kind of like take a look and mess around with it. Here we go. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Yeah. It's kind of tedious. I wonder if you have a giant custom track. I don't even want to know how long it would take to do all this stuff. Anyway, let's get going here. There we go. That should be all of them. Nice. So hit save, and let's add a couple objects. Right now, I'm going to leave these objects as they are. We're going to have a look in that in a second. So I'm going to delete the item boxes, and I'm going to go to the objects properties and type item box add. So now it's adding a new item box group with an item box point, which you can't see right now. So let's change this to like 5,000 the X, so we can actually take a look at it. There it is. Alright. Oh, we need to import the OBJ. Let's import the OBJ. There we go. Now we can see what we're doing. So once again, using the Alt key, this time on dot drawing, we can just draw a dot. So we're just gonna draw a couple dots over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hit enter. And then I guess one on these sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Enter. And then I'm going to use a special one over here in the next video. So we're going to go over here, and as we all know, it's the this height. You could use Magic Y, obviously, but because it's just a simple one height thing, we're just gonna put it here. But if you have a more complex custom track with like slope parts all over, then you should use Magic Y for this. But for the time being, we don't need that. Also, we're just gonna leave all these settings as they are. And we should have it saved, and let's have a look in game. Oh wait, you gotta put it in beginner course. Obviously. Do not forget that, otherwise it won't work, obviously. Save. Oh, and have a look if it saved correctly, because it did not save correctly once for me. And I don't know, apparently it just didn't really do it correctly. So it messed up my recording. Anyway. So yeah, I'll get the video started again. Here we go. Here's the emulator. As a little extra, I'm actually going to release this custom track to you know, openly. And why? Because A, maybe it's gonna be a fun one to play. I don't know. And B, so you can download it and take a look what I've actually done, and have a look. If you don't really understand, you can have a look yourself how I've done the things that I did. I guess I'm gonna include the SketchUp file as well, because in that way you can basically just completely see everything. I'm just gonna get all sorts of stuff. So here we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm gonna skip the intro, as you can probably remember. Ooh, it's kind of slow on the recording. I'm very sorry for that as well, because it's really quite. It's quite. It's going really slow. I'm sorry for that. My computer isn't the fastest. So I'm just gonna wait for the characters to go away a little bit. Okay, should be fine. Better. Alright, so wait a sec. I'm actually going to do something here to make the quality is gonna go less, but it's gonna be faster for me to and better for you to watch. It's not crappy quality, but I believe it'll be a lot better in order to kind of see what's going on. So, oh yes, it's a bullet bill. This is exactly what I want. So, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go over here and use the bullet bill. Oh yeah, perfect. Just look at how awesome it goes. Yeah, the emulator runs a lot faster now as well, but it'll be lower quality for you guys, but just so you can see, because having long gaps between frames is not cool. Look, it works perfectly fine. You can have a perfectly fine custom track. Alright, let's see if we can snipe someone. No, we can't snipe anyone. Oh, Mario is still stuck there. Well, you know, I'm not gonna bother with that. It's good enough. Anyway, in order to decrease that, you should actually like decrease the width of the scale on the paths, the routes on these places. Yep, Mario keeps getting stuck on the edge. Yep, he's stuck there. I don't know what he's doing. There we go. We finished second. It works perfectly. Look at that. It's a flawless episode. So, thank you guys for watching. If you liked, then go ahead and leave a like. If it really, if you're running into any trouble, I will go ahead and help you with the troubles that you have, because, you know, I can. So yeah, if you have any trouble, post in the comments, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Slow ending music.